Hi, I am Anna. I come from www.ntvforex.com. Forex News NTVforex.trade THEnews.com staff.tradethenews.com Following.PBOC continues to strengthen CNY. HKMA keeps intervening in FX. HTTP www.ntvforex.com News ID 817F44.7102021 13:18 p.m. Asia Market Update. Asia declines after mixed U.S. session. Shanghai is trying to avoid first loss in 9 sessions. CN and HK banks decline amid concerns related to sanctions and USD access. PBOC continues to strengthen CNY. HKMA keeps intervening in FX. General trend. Shanghai Composite declines by over 1% during morning session. China state funds said to sell stock in certain companies. Financials also drop. ZTE and Hangzhou Hikvision decline in China. US to ban companies from government contracts that use products or services from Huawei, ZTE, Hytera, Hangzhou Hikvision, and Dahua Press. Hang Seng drops amid declines in Shanghai. Rise in HK virus cases. Tech and financial firms are among the decliners. Sectors moving lower in Japan include financial and retail. Tokyo Gov again warned that daily virus cases will likely be high. Fast retailing. Largest Nikkei component declines over 2% after updated FI guidance. 7-AMPI drops over 1.5% after results and outlook. Equity decliners in Australia include energy and resources companies, along with financials. Victoria's second most populous state in Australia announced stimulus program amid rise in coronavirus cases. AUDJPY declines. Large DRAM firm Nanya Technology is due to report Q2 results later today. Asia Q2 GDP data in focus for next week. China Q2 GDP data said to be due on Thursday, July 16. Singapore Q2 advanced GDP due on Tuesday, July 14. Headlines. Economic data. Australia New Zealand. ASX 200 opened flat. Victoria State Premier reports 288 additional cases of coronavirus v 165 prior. Virus case numbers are likely to worsen. Victoria State announces a $534m support package for businesses during 6-week lockdown. State Treasurer forecasts unemployment at 11%. GDP 14% YYO. Australia PM Morrison. News from Victoria State is very concerning. Australia will reduce inbound flights by 50%. Australia sells a $2.0 BV. A $2.0 B indicated in 5.50% April 2023 bonds. Average yield 0.2501% v 0.2496% prior. Bid to cover 5.1x v 4.6x prior. Australia Debt Agency AOFM. Australia will sell November 2025 bonds via syndication week of July 13 to sell June 2051 bonds week of July 20. NZ New Zealand June total card spending 19.1% v 80.7% prior. Retail card spending 16.3% v 15.0%. NZ New Zealand 11-month to May 31 budget deficit NZ $15.97 b. The deficit is NZ $1.6 b less than forecast. NZ New Zealand government to publish pre-election economic and fiscal update on August 20 Thursday. NZ Reserve Bank of New Zealand RBNZ buys NZ $240m v NZ $370m prior in government bonds as part of QEV. NZ $240m sought. NZ Reserve Bank of New Zealand RBNZ will seek to purchase NZ $940m v NZ $940m prior in government bonds next week. NZ New Zealand Treasury forecasts private consumption to contract until Q2 of 2021. China Hong Kong. Hang Seng opened 1.1%, Shanghai Composite 0.9%. CN reportedly China state lenders revamping contingency plans in anticipation of U.S. legislation which may penalize banks for serving officials who implement new HK security laws. Press. HK Hong Kong banks reported to screen clients who could be subject to U.S. sanctions. FTC and China PBOC Macroprudential Policy Bureau Vice Head Zhou Yuan to be traded directly with more currencies not disclosed immediately after LBOC comments. CNUS official Trump administration imposed sanctions on senior China officials over human rights abuses related to Uyghur Muslims. Don't view today's new China sanctions as the last word. U.S. White House Chief of Staff Meadows' discussions of executive actions on Hong Kong remain ongoing. U.S. official U.S. to ban companies from government contracts that use products or services from Huawei, ZTE, Hytera, Hangzhou Hikvision, and Dahua Press. USTR Lighthizer do not know what the end goal is of the U.S.-China trade war. SCMP. CN William Dunk III, chairman of U.S. Public Company Accounting Oversight Board PCAB, said to suggest oversight of China companies is still futile, notes Chinese authorities have refused American principles and practice. SCMP. CN China PBOC sets yuan reference rate 6.9943 v 7.0085 prior strongest fix since March 12. CN China BOC open market operation OMO skips reverse repos v skips prior net drain 0 billion Chinese yuan v net drain 0 billion Chinese yuan prior 10th straight skip. CN China BOC open market operation OMO net drain total 290 billion Chinese yuan for the week v net injection of 490 billion Chinese yuan prior. HKMA said to sell HK $13.4b to defend peg as currency hits strong end of trading band. HK Hong Kong Monetary Authority HKMA sold additional HK $1.99b into market during New York trading hours as the HK dollar remains near strong end of currency band. China state funds reported to be reducing holdings in PIC and certain China tech companies, cites need for asset allocation and investment. Financial press. HK Hong Kong reported to be announcing suspensions of all schools. Press. CN China Securities Regulatory Commission CSRC said to have issued window guidance to mutual fund companies. These costs were instructed to cap the amount of proceeds that they raise for new funds at 30 billion Chinese yuan. Chinese press. CN China Aviation Regulator CAAC June passenger traffic YY 42.4% v 52.6% prior cargo 5.8% YY Q2 Aviation CNY profits QQ 34.3 BV 33.6 B prior. HK Bohai Bank reported to raise HK $1.8 B in Hong Kong IPO, offering said to price near the low end of the expected range. CN China Finance Ministry MOF sells 3-month and 30-year bonds. Japan. Nikkei 225 opened flat. JP Bank of Japan BOJ reported to maintain positive economic outlook for H2 2020. Japanese press in line with prior speculation. JP Japan Chief Cabinet Suga no changes in plans to relax event restriction on July 10. JP Japan Virus Response Leader Nishimura no concerns on Japan hospital bed shortages. JP Tokyo govt warns Tokyo coronavirus cases likely to be high again today. JP Tokyo reports 243 additional cases of coronavirus v 224 prior daily record. JP Tokyo govt plans to hold video conference with neighboring jurisdictions to open advice center for hostess clubs and other institutions. JP Japan reported to be discussing travel ban relaxation with China and South Korea as expected. Press. JP Japan reported to begin campaign to increase tourism on July 22. Japan press. JP Japan June PPI 0.6% v 0.3% EYY 1.6% v 2.0% EJP Japan FinMin ASO reiterates no need to change 2025 primary balance goal. JP Development Bank of Japan to issue 50-year bonds later in July. Japanese press. JP Japan Defense Min Kono Japan jets scrambled in Sea of Japan on July 9. Tweet. Korea. KOSPI opened 0.2%. KR South Korea says it is raising capital gains tax rates for homeowners with multiple homes as expected. KR body of missing mayor of Seoul, Korea, reportedly found. Press. Other Asia. ID Indonesia Central Bank BI maintains shortened schedule of trading of FX and bonds through July 31. Largan Precision 3008.tw reports most clients have cut orders in Q3. Philippines May trade balance $1.87 billion v $0.6 b imports YY 40.6% v 64.3% ETW Taiwan reported to add NT $200 for coronavirus relief in Taiwan press. North America U.S. Fed total balance sheet size as of July 8 $7.002 t. $60.5 billion WW fourth straight drop central bank liquidity swaps $182.1 billion, $44.7 billion WW Google Google California state reported to have opened antitrust probe into Google U.S. press. IMF chief economist Gopinath inflation is going to remain low due to coronavirus, more concerned about inflation being too low. Europe UK government reported to not participate in EU coronavirus vaccine program. Levels as of 1:20 ET. Nikkei 225, 0.7%, ASX 200 0.7%, Hang Seng 1.8%, Shanghai Composite 1.1%, Kospi 1.1%. Equity S&P 500 futures 0.6%, Nasdaq 100 0.5%, DAX 0.7%, FTSE 100 0.2%. 1.1290 euros 1.1268 Japanese yen 107.26 106 Australian dollars and 92 cents 0.6967 0.6930 NZD 0.6574 0.6546 Gold 0.1% at $1,806 ounce, crude oil 1.4% at $39.04 BRL, copper 0.2% at $2.8327 pound. Subscribe our channel to receive the news as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.